Are we there yet? Are we there yet? LLMs show promise in code generation, yet their effectiveness for IT automation tasks, particularly for tools like Ansible, remains understudied. Existing benchmarks rely primarily on synthetic tasks that fail to capture the needs of practitioners who use IT automation tools such as Ansible. They created a benchmark in order to determine how well the LLMs are capable of doing automated tasks like Ansible. So you can imagine things like CI/CD pipelines, that's continuous integration, continuous development pipelines. These things are important to developer ecosystems where somebody codes something, it has to get pushed out to production. There's a pipeline process to get code out of someone's machine, individual machine as a programmer, and onto a server machine where consumers can use the product. Essentially, I'm jumping a bunch of steps and whatever, but there you go. And they took 14 open source LLMs, none of which accomplish pass at 10, which is a pass rate of any kind beyond 12%. That's really low. That's a 12% pass rate of any kind. To explain the low scores, we analyzed 1,411 execution failures across the evaluated LLMs and identified two main categories of prevalent semantic errors: failures in state reconciliation related reasoning, 44.87% combined from variable, host, path, and template issues, and deficiencies in module-specific execution knowledge combined from attribute, parameter, and module errors. So they essentially have, the LLMs have an issue where they cannot keep track of the complexity of all the things that are happening as part of, say, an Ansible script, right? So they have like things like where should things end up? What is the template for a particular thing that I need to execute? What are all the different modules that impact the way that I'm going to automate this particular system? And even though they have a script in front of them, when they run into these kinds of issues where they can't look at the script to solve a problem. So let's say like they're operating inside of a server and the server kind of does something weird and it causes an error as part of the script execution. They completely like just shut down. They can't operate. They don't know how to work because they're very narrowly defined. They work within a very narrow defined set of rules, and they can't operate outside of that. So unless you're willing to spend an inordinate, almost incalculable amount of time covering all the different scenarios that you could run into as part of a deployment pipeline or an automated pipeline, even with a script that's supposed to cover, the default cases that you need to cover, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work. It doesn't cut it. So with the top LLM models only having a pass rate of 12%, that's extremely weak. These things, this is not ready to run your automated CI/CD pipeline. Now they go into it. This is a good study. They go into some specific use cases, and you saw as I'm scrolling, they have some charts on processes that they tested out. So as an example, if I go up here, you can see exactly the flow that they attempted to get LLMs to complete and pass. And they even pinpointed exactly where a lot of these LLMs fail, depending on the flow here. So very interesting piece of paper. But long story short, no, LLMs are not going to replace automated pipelines. It's just, they can't do it.